The species to which the legendary Grandmaster Yoda belonged to was ancient and shrouded in mystery. Members of these species were rarely seen anywhere in the Star Wars galaxy. The few members of this species seen in the galaxy were all Force sensitive, and the species' homeworld and name were unknown. What's going on, guys? Star Warsian here with another video, guys, and today I'm going to be breaking down a theory that I've come up with. So we all found out from Mandalorian Season 2 that Baby Yoda's real name is Grogu, and a question popped up in my mind, and I formulated a theory in my mind, which is, could Grogu be the actual name of the Yoda species, which is what supposedly is called by numerous Star Wars enthusiasts, and I guess those who don't really know those who don't really know the actual name of it. So guys, and let's get right into it. So the species had two known sexes, male and female. Members of the species were small in size, roughly comparable to that of a human child, with green skin, large eyes, and long pointed ears. Their three-fingered hands ended in claws. The species were suggested to mostly have a carnivorous diet, with preference toward catching and devouring live amphibians whole. Their ears were expressive, curling and unfurling in accordance with their emotions. Members of these species were capable of growing thin hair, with shades varying from auburn to white being documented. The species' life expectancy spanned several centuries, and they aged very slowly, remaining in infancy for at least 50 standard years. Even at this stage of life, certain Force-sensitive individuals of this species could use Force powers such as telekinesis and Force healing. They were also capable of complex thought processes and could understand speech and communicate via the Force at this age. Despite their slow aging for the first 5 decades of their lives, many members of these species reached maturity by their 100th year, as exemplified by the Jedi Yoda, who began training under other Jedi when he was about 100 years old. Yoda, the last Grand Master of the Jedi Order prior to its fall at the end of the Clone Wars, was a member of the species born around the standard year 896 BBY. He began training other Jedi when he was around a century old. Over the centuries, Yoda, who never revealed what his homeworld was, trained many Jedi before eventually becoming the Grand Master of the entire Jedi Order. One of his final Padawans was Dooku, a human male who eventually left the Order and fell to the dark side, becoming the Sith Lord Darth Tyrannus, who served as Darth Sidious's right-hand man in the orchestration of the Clone Wars. Yoda was one of the few survivors in the Battle of Kashyyyk, returning to Coruscant and dueling the self-declared Galactic Emperor. However, Yoda was forced to retreat. Yoda subsequently went into hiding on the remote planet Dagobah, eventually training one final student, Luke Skywalker, during the Galactic Civil War to overthrow Sidious's Galactic Empire. Yoda died on Dagobah shortly before the Battle of Endor, afterwards becoming a Force spirit. During the same period of time, one other member of the species, Yaddle, was also a member of the Jedi Order. Born in 509 BBY, she was a Jedi Master and member of the Jedi Council during the invasion of Naboo. She trained at least one Padawan, Oppo Rancisis. After the Battle of Naboo, Yaddle decided to take a less active role in Jedi affairs and step down from the Council. About 50 years before 9 ABY, a member of the species eventually known as Grogu was born. By 4 years after the end of the Galactic Civil War, Grogu was kept in a compound on the planet Arvala 7, guarded by a faction of Nikto mercenaries against various bounty hunters sent after him. Eventually, Din Djarin and IG-11 defeated the mercenaries, while Djarin leaving with Grogu after destroying the assassin droid, whose instructions had been to kill the infant, while Djarin had been to take it alive if possible. Although he initially handed Grogu over to his clan, Djarin had a change of heart and chose to return and rescue it, placing both him and Grogu in the crosshairs of an Imperial remnant headed by the war criminal Moff Gideon, who wanted Grogu for unknown purposes. After prevailing in an initial battle against Gideon's forces, Djarin, now acting as Grogu's father by the Mandalorian Creed, was charged with protecting Grogu until he could get him to either his own people or a Jedi. After many adventures, Din Djarin finally found a Jedi called Ahsoka Tano, but Ahsoka refused to train Grogu because of his attachment to Din Djarin, anger, and fear. Ahsoka then told Djarin to go to an ancient Jedi temple on Tython. So some additional information about this species. Star Wars creator George Lucas chose to keep the name and background of Yoda's species a mystery. So both of Yoda's and Yato's databank entries on StarWars.com listed their species as unknown. So it's very unclear of how Grogu got his name, but just a theory rose up in my mind if the name Grogu had something to do with the species or in some weird relation. And just a note, Din Djarin is apparently the Mandalorian's real name. I don't know if any of you knew that. I just found that out maybe a couple weeks ago, so I knew that for a time. But Din Djarin is the Mandalorian's real name. One final word here. The species in its origin shrouded in mystery was rarely seen, with only a few members known to the wider galaxy. And all members of the species active in the galaxy were Force users, with several being Jedi. I'm not sure if... it is very unclear if Grogu was a Jedi, or is a Jedi, especially considering he's not as old as those two, Yoda and Yato, and he's entering into the early or mid stages of his life. So guys, I don't know how many seasons of Mandalorian there will be, but I would predict it will focus on Grogu's development as a Jedi, and I guess tell his life story along with Mando's life. I guess continuing the story as well. Alright guys, that is it for now guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below guys if you think Grogu is actually a Jedi. Obviously we actually saw it in the episode called The Tragedy, where he was placed on that mountain in Tython on the ancient Jedi temple, and he was summing up force. He looked like, yeah, he was like summing up force energy and whatever. So but it's very unclear. It's very unclear, and I hope it will be revealed in the two last episodes of season 2, or if we have to wait a whole another year for season 3, I hope it will be revealed then. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the Star Warsian for more exciting Star Wars content. Alright guys, that is it for now guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!